Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to play with a deck that's more meta relevant, considering we have Salt Lake City Regionals coming up this weekend. So today I'm going to be playing with Arceus Giratina. Now, this deck is very, I'm going to say vanilla. It's a pretty standard, I feel like, Arceus-based deck. I mean, you have the 4-3 line of Arceus V-Star. You really want to lead Arceus every time, and so that allows you to utilize the Starbirth ability to search your deck for any 2 cards. You're typically going to be searching for stuff like maybe Boss's Orders or Double Turbo. And then you have the Trinity Nova attack, 3 energy, with the Double Turbo as well, which is incredibly nice to power this up with 2 attachments to do 200 damage and power up your Pokemon of choice. Our Pokemon of choice in this case is going to be Giratina V-Star. This is just our big beat stick. We just power up this Giratina and then try and blow through all of these other massive Pokemon with Lost Impact. Now, Lost Impact does 280 damage, and with other cards like Choice Belt, Radiant Howlucha, Zigzagoon, we can increase our damage to KO those VMAXs like Mew VMAX or even Kyurem VMAX, which are fairly popular right now. Now, we're never going to be using Star Requiem because we're not playing any cards to get our cards into the Lost Zone. And we're only using the Lost Impact attack. And by some miracle, if we manage to get 10 cards in the Lost Zone, that means we're swinging with Giratina, what, 10 times? I would hope that stuff dies by then. But yeah, so we're using Arceus to power up the Giratina and just swing really hard. Now I've got the 1 Zigzagoon in there because that way you can do Choice Belt Zigzagoon combos with the Arceus, you know, Boss's Orders. Choice Belt plus Zigzagoon, you're hitting 220. Allows you to hit that nice 220 benchmark on Palkia's, other Arceus decks, even Giratina's. And then I'm playing the 2-2 line of B-Barrel just for that added consistency. B-Barrel is just so good. It also helps Roxanne proof you. And then the 1 Crobat V for some burst draw. Then the Radiant Howlucha in this deck is super awesome for Giratina. Like I said, we're just going in hard, hitting big numbers. Giratina does 280, Howlucha brings you up to 310, which is KOing Mew VMAX, and then Choice Belt will allow you to KO those Kyurems. And then, of course, I am playing 1 Pumpkaboo just so we can bump our own path in case we need to Crobat or use Radiant Howlucha's ability. And then max consistency here with 4 Quick Balls, 4 Ultra Balls, the extra Evo Incense, and then 2 switches in case we lead something like Giratina or Bidoof, something we don't want. And then we have the Pass to the Peak, the 3 Path to the Peak. I mean, this deck is, like I said, it's a vanilla Arceus deck. So after you Starbirth, you kind of want to Marnie Path and hopefully potentially slow your opponent down, cut their hand down really small to 4, and then Path them, and then hope it sticks. You, of course, also have the 3 Boss's Orders, the Research for that extra consistency, and the 1 of Raihan. I like Raihan in this list because a lot of times I play 14 energy in the list, I often discard energy. So having Raihan to potentially get back the specific energy I need on my Giratina, and then I get to cherry pick whatever card I want from my deck. Maybe if it's the Pumpkaboo to bump my pass so my Radiant Howlucha is active, or if it's set up for next turn, whatever I might need. Raihan is just really good for that. And then 1 extra air balloon for pivoting, mostly for like B-Barrels or something of that nature. The 2 belts, like I said, this deck is aggro. Just go in, swing, hit hard, and go in with the Arceus and the Giratina as soon as possible. And then the 4 double turbos. Now, double turbos actually serve an alternative purpose in this deck besides powering up the Arceus attack, because Giratina's Lost Impact attack requires you to put 2 energy attached to your Pokemon into the Lost Zone. That means it can be Double Turbo. Double Turbo counts as 2 energy, which means I can just slap this energy down onto a bench Pokemon, and then Giratina can continuously just throw it away into the Lost Zone. Because Giratina doesn't have to discard energy from itself, it can discard from anywhere. So Double Turbo is really nice for us to continuously swing with Lost Impact a few times without having to discard the basic energies. So that is the list. Pretty standard. Like I said, I want to play something meta considering we've got Salt Lake City coming up. And with that, let's hop into some games. Here we go, getting our first game in. That's okay, we do lose the coin flip. So for our ideal turn 2s with Arceus, we're looking for Arceus V and a double turbo, so we can potentially just start accelerating to a Giratina with the Trinity Charge attack. And our opponent is leading a Gormandize Snorlax. Interesting. Attach a Psychic and Gormandize for 2. Alright. This might be a Lost Box variation. Oh wow, that is a... This hand is interesting, is the word I'm going to choose to use. We'll grab the Giratina, we'll get the Giratina out. If he's playing Lost Box, though, Arceus seems objectively better, though. So that we're not having to constantly discard our energy. If he's not, I don't know what the heck he's playing. I definitely want to get my man Beebs down. Beebro is definitely going to help us here for sure. I am going to thin my hand down here so that I can utilize the Crobat. I didn't check my energy count, so... Okay, that's fine. We still have plenty of energy in the deck. And we've got our 4 double turbos, so I would love to draw into one right now. And I'm going to establish the Arceus right now. I think that is fine to get the other Arceus down. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to Crobat. I'm not attaching my energy because I'm looking for a double turbo so I can Trinity Charge. I don't find it, which is fine. I can still just manually attach and then kind of just pass. I don't necessarily need to Ultra Ball this turn. To search for anything, so I'm just going to pass. If he potentially puts out Path to the Peak, I have Bumpkaboo in my deck, so the Ultra Ball can serve that purpose. He does have Miltex. Okay, I'm scared. Here comes the hammers. Good luck to you, sir. Oh, he's just talented. There is the Path to the Peak. All right. So, interestingly enough, hey, B-Barrel, welcome to the game, dude. Nice top deck. So, interestingly enough, I actually want to utilize the... I want to utilize Giratina here because I have the Shred attack. It does 160 damage and goes through all effects on my active Pokemon. So, I will want to Ultra Ball here. We'll go Arceus V-Star on the bench here. And then I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Switch and the Giratina V-Star. I believe I had my second one in deck. I probably should have checked before doing so. I don't. That's okay. Ooh, no, I almost did a bad thing. I'm grabbing the Pumpkin here. Pumpkin is going to really save my behind. So we're going to bump to Path to the Peak, and then I'm just going to... I guess I could Incisors first to see what I can find, and then utilize the Starbirth. Wow, that's not what I wanted at all. All right. So I guess I'm going to just quick ball away the grass, grab the Giratina, get him ready to go, bench it, and then I'm going to Starbirth for a draw supporter. I'm going to probably just grab Marnie here and the double turbo. So now our hand is not entirely dead, and now we don't need our abilities anymore, so I can re-slap out the Path to the Peak. So if he does have a Path to the Peak in his hand is dead. Although, I don't know. He didn't really do much last turn, so I don't necessarily want to Marnie him here. I'm just going to hold it as like a just-in-case kind of thing. So we'll get 3 energy out here. We'll put the grass, and then I guess we can just equip the Psychic here. I guess I could have put 2 to the active just to prevent getting Crushing Hammered, so I could have just manually attached next turn just in case, but here comes another hammer. Oh, is he good at the game? Oh, he's not talented. Unfortunate. I wish I was good like... Yeah, he should have been good like he was the first turn. Oh, he's just trying to burn his hand down so he can get a bigger Gormandize. Boss's orders, very interesting. I don't necessarily need that right now. I mean, Power Edge unfortunately doesn't KO, but I could... I'm kind of in a tricky spot because I want to power up the Giratina, but I also kind of want the V-Star so I can start going in. I'm going to attach to Giratina here, and then I'm just going to Marnie him. I guess I could B-Barrel to see a few cards first and see what we can find. There's a double turbo. I can't just attach the Choice Belt because it's practically irrelevant here, because I guess the only... I will need a Choice Belt for the Giratina. Okay, I do find the V-Star. That's amazing. The second Choice Belt will be relevant, though, for KOing the Mewtwo V Union, which we will most likely see. I actually only have 1 more energy. The question is, where do I put it? actually just going to slap it on the Giratina. And let's see what we get off the prizes. An Arceus, completely useless. Sweet. Alright, Snorlax comes down. Like I said, I'm not too concerned because I do have the Shred from Giratina. Alright, Ultra Ball. What is he Ultra Balling for? Another Snorlax. Is he just going to Gormandize again? I would be very okay with him Gormandizing. He might also just Riot, though. Yeah, he's just going to... Alright. From this point on, I want to play a little slow and just build up resources in my hand. And there's a research, not too shabby. I can attach active, but I guess I would just want to look for double turbos. I feel like I just want to keep attaching to Giratina, man. Just keep attaching so the crushing hammers eventually will no longer... He only has 2 more hammers. So, decisions, he'd have to hit on double grass or double psychic for it to be effective. I actually think it's okay to hold the energy right now. And then just Trinity Nova. Take another prize card. Now, I do have to consider... I've got, what, all 3 in the deck? I do have to consider him going in with a Yveltal eventually and just discarding all my special energy, which would be kind of bad. But our opponent, so far, hasn't been able to find any of his Mewtwo V-Union pieces. So, there's a Flannery. Stadium special energy, gone. Alright. So much disruption in this deck, man. It's genuinely obnoxious. But that is, of course, the strategy of this list. I don't want to research, though, because I don't want to, you know, dig and mill cards from my deck for him. An Ultra Ball again for no Mewtwo pieces? That is not great. Not great for him, at least. Oh, but he does have a Quick Ball to discard at least, what, the foot? Is he getting rid of the leg? Oh, no, he's getting rid of Mewtwo's face. And, looks like it's going to be just another Gormandize here. Now, I guess I could research here. And I think I've got enough resources in my deck to still pull this out. I don't want to get rid of this Psychic Energy, though, which really scares me, which tells me I should have attached it last turn. I can re-establish the path to the peak, which is fine. Golly. I am going to have to research here, it looks like. I'm not going to thin anything out of my deck, although I could. I mean, I've got my other belt in there. I feel fairly confident. I also have Zigzagoon as well. We're down to 4 prizes. I think we're still chilling. Like I said, my only concern is that he does not hit 2 crushing hammers, and we do find one of our double turbos, which is amazing. Another concern of mine, though, is that I don't have any bench space for this potential Zigzagoon, for being able to drop the Zigzagoon. Because dropping the Zigzagoon will give me that extra 10 damage on top of the Choice Belt. Although, how much does Mewtwo V-Union have? How many HP is it? 310? It is 310. So all I need is a Choice Belt on my Giratina to KO, actually. Then the Goon isn't actually super relevant. Oh my gosh, did he actually hit a Mewtwo piece off those shoes? Yo, he got his arm, dude. He's hacking. He grabs another piece out with the Ultra Ball. And there's the Meowth. He benches the Meowth to potentially discard some cards from his hand. Is he going to get the Mewtwo in play this turn? I am slightly concerned about that because I don't have my other Giratina V-Star, and I don't have a Rod in this deck. So he does attach to the active. Alright, it's just a race to getting these prize cards, man. Let's see what we can find. I don't want to Ultra Ball, although I could. Like I said, I just don't want to have these cards in my deck. If you were to Rock Sand me, then I had a higher chance to draw into these. Although, if I have the Ultra Balls in my deck, that's a higher chance to draw those as well. Because I also have B-Barrel. So I'm not wildly concerned. I do need to, yeah. I do need to take some prize cards, though, because I do need to get my Giratina V-Star. Yeah. Where you at, buddy? He's still not here. Giratina, show up to the party, bro. You go and get this Mewtwo going, and I'm gonna need you, bro. He just needs the other leg in the discard pile, and then he can bring that bad boy into play. Although I have 2 boss's orders, so I could theoretically gust around it. He's got the Pikamuku. He's pitching the Pikamuku. Love that Pokemon. Fun, probably one of the funnest names. It's like spelling Mississippi. Pikamuku. M-I-S-S-I. You know what I mean, right? He's also down to 9 cards a deck. Of course, he can recycle with cards like Silene and Team Yell. There's the Silene. Yo, double heads, bro, chill. Okay, if he hits double heads here, then there's no way he's hitting heads on the crushing hammers, right? Right, guys? That's 3 out of 4 heads. There's no way. There goes the Pikamuku. So he'll get to draw into, what, the Pow Pad or whatever he is put on top of the deck. Or the Ultra Ball. So he did stack the Ultra Ball on top so he can get that final piece in the discard pile. How many scoop up nets is he down? He's down only 2. So he could potentially scoop these up out of play. If he does that, I actually can't take any more prize cards, meaning I can't find my other Giratina V-Star. But for all he's concerned, I'm leaving this Giratina intentionally at a V so that I can go through the mill tank. There's one of those nets. He can just pick that up out of play, and now he's going in with the Arceus. Slightly concerning here. Or sorry, the Arceus. I'm in with the Arceus. So he would need to attach 2 more Psychics. He isn't able to Super Regeneration. He can't Psysplosion next turn. So I'm actually safe because I feel like he's forced to Union Gain. So I can just switch into the Giratina here, shred him, and then pray. I got a 50-50 shot to get my Giratina here off the prizes. If I don't get it, I think we just lose. Come on, baby. I need this Giratina. Come on. 50-50 shot. Guys, is it this? Which prize card is it? I'm scared. I feel like the way my brain thinks is I'm just like, okay, if I go in my order, it's the next card. But I feel like it's farthest away from me winning. I don't know, you gotta like this reverse psychology and then you just psych yourself out about which prize card it is. I'm just gonna go in the order I always pick my prize cards. Oh no! We lose. We lose the game. I don't have my V-Star. That is so unfortunate here. Oh, but he scoops. I guess he thought the Giratina was coming for him. Let that last game be a lesson to you guys. Never scoop too early. You gotta wait till that card hits the table or till your opponent reveals it to scoop, because I didn't have game actually. Despite me taking the dub. I'll take the dub, of course. But despite that, we didn't actually have the win. I know it's a pretty safe assumption that we had it with our massive hand. And we were kind of set for success had we had the Giratina V-Star, but yeah, that was our last prize card. But I guess what our opponent doesn't know won't hurt him, right? I'm gonna get rid of the Raihan here. I don't necessarily think Raihan is gonna be extremely pivotal. From the Oranguru, it leads me to believe we're probably, Oranguru could be anything right now. It could be Kyurem. It could be, he's got the Arceus sleeve, so it could be Arceus, it could be Lost Box. Who the heck knows? I will set up the Arceus and slap the double turbo on it, and then just pass. I could equip the Choice Bell, but I don't know what he's playing. Let's equip the Choice Bell preemptively. Now, I'm not going to Crobat right now. I don't necessarily need to. Although I could have used it, I feel like it'd be better if I could burn my hand down a little bit with Arceus. I guess I could have Crobatted to find potential cards, but my concern is that I'm just going to get Marnied as well. So, yeah. I would love if we were playing Kyurem, though. If we were playing Kyurem, we could show off this Radiant Hawlucha's big match, doing that extra damage to VMAXs. Alright, our opponent grabbing the Ultra Ball. Alright, we're going to see what he's playing now. Yeah, this hand is a solid. I can Crobat. We've got the Arceus V-Star. And if he's playing a V-based deck, then this turn I would need like Boss Switch and Energy, and I'd be all set for success. And that's a 3-card combo. And I have Arceus to grab 2 of those cards. So Arceus plus Crobat should be able to get me what I need. Absolutely. And then I would like to establish a Giratina this turn. Diancie. Oh, is this Dialga? No, it's Zoroark. Okay. Zoroark is in town. But he gets rid of the Diancie. So I can just gust in this Zoroark. I mean, I'm okay with this. Gapejaw Bog comes down. Alright, I mean, Zoroark versus Giratina. These are these 2 new archetypes out of Lost Origin. Ooh, he's kind of let me do it to him. I go Arceus V-Star here. I could bench this Arceus to get 1 extra card, but I think I'm actually fine. There's the energy and the switch. Bench that, go here, and then I can always Ultra Ball for... I think I'm gonna Ultra Ball for Bidoof here, actually, because I've got the B-Barrel in my hand. And then I can Starbirth for Path and Giratina. And then go off a solely reliant B-Barrel here. I think that's actually the game plan, weirdly enough. So we're going to go with Path and Boss, because we have the Air Balloon. And then we're going to Ultra Ball away the Arceus and the other Ultra Ball. And then grab the Bidoof. I guess I don't have a Giratina to power up this turn. But the real question is, do I need a Giratina this turn? I think that this play is actually really safe because I can go Path to the Peak. That way he doesn't have any more abilities. And then just gust in this Zoroark. And we're swinging for 210. He's only got 210 hit points. This puts us so far ahead that our opponent cannot keep up. I mean, that's an Arceus deck for you. It just has that consistent turn 1s, and that's all you really need to do. We do lose the coin flip. That is fine. We just need that ideal turn 2, right, guys? Every time? Man, a lot of people play with these, and I've been seeing these Mewtwo sleeves very popular right now. Yo, gas turn 1? Yo, this hand is nuts, and we are playing against Kyurem. Interesting. Okay, this is really solid. Yeah, we're definitely going to lead Arceus. We have the double turbo in hand. Really comfortable with this start. The only downside is that we are going second, so that is pretty scary. Our opponent is probably going to be looking for Battle VIP passes or an Irida this turn. He does have Empoleon. I'm not concerned. Wash Energy goes to the Empoleon, and he doesn't get a Kyurem down. Yo, let's go. Oh, big chillin'. I am going to double turbo to the active. If he had Irida, he would have played it there. So I'm actually going to preempt. I feel like I want to preemptively attach this Choice Belt. I just want to go in this turn and just set up my board as much as possible. We'll get rid of that, establish the Giratina here. Definitely going to be instrumental for our victory, because we're going to need to be able to KO that big Kyurem if it comes down. Now, I don't necessarily need the Hawlucha right now, so I'm actually going to establish the Bidoof, because Bidoof needs to get down and get evolved. Alright, not too shabby. I mean, the hand's a bit sketch, I'm not going to lie, but we do have the Trinity Charge, so we're thinning 3 energy out of our deck here. And we'll slap all of those energies onto the Giratina. I mean, next turn all we need is the Arceus V-Star, and we're taking 2 whole prize cards. Nice and tasty. That Empoleon looks delicious. My Arceus is going to eat that thing up if it stays in the active. He does have an Irida. Oh, you know what? You know why I didn't play an Irida last turn? Because it was his first turn. I'm a dummy. I'm playing Pokemon cards for a decade. You think I'd know how to play cards? I don't know anything, guys. Okay, so he does get Cure and Bucket, but we do have Boss's Orders in our hand, but we don't have anything else, unfortunately. Yeah, we have no V-Star, no Ultra Ball, no Draw Supporters, no anything like that. I guess we could have held the hand earlier with the Ultra Ball, but I assumed we'd draw into maybe something a little stronger. What do we top deck? Zigzagoon? It's not gonna cut it. Well, this hand is pretty shaky. Yeah, not taking 2 prize cards this turn might actually come back to bite me. I also have no more energies in my deck to power up another Arceus, which kinda hurts. I feel like I just want to swing into the Kyurem with a nice and hefty power edge. Because Kyurem is the thing that can take one-shots on us, so I guess we can just power edge this thing and set up some numbers. This bites a little bit, but I think it's a-okay. Not ideal. Not ideal at all, but we do have Raihan next turn, so I can potentially Raihan to the Arceus, attach the double turbo, and then search out the V-Star. Then with the V-Star, we can then Starbirth and add a draw supporter to our hand. Maybe Path to the Peak to shut off his abilities. I think Path to the Peak is going to be pretty solid here at shutting him down. So maybe a Marnie Path the following turn would be solid. So he goes into the Kyurem, so he'll have to get an energy attached for turn and a Glaciated World as well. So with those, he has the 2 energy, he's drawn a few more cards, and then he can take the KO with the Kyurem VMAX. Nice thing about that, though, is Arceus can then go in and start swinging. We can go in with the second Arceus as opposed to the Giratina. Unfortunately, I did commit the choice spell, but I was going to research it away anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. Training Court, yeah, I want the energy from this Arceus into the discard pile so that I can Raihan this next turn. Get out of this dead hand. Alright, energy, and he has the Melanie instead of the Glaciated World. All the same, he has the 3 energy on now. Very scary stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised I bricked off the research. I have so many good cards in my deck, and I'm stuck with this. He doesn't have a Palkia down yet, so he doesn't get a Palkia down, which means he can't Star Portal. Which means he's heavily relying on his Melanies plus Glaciated Worlds. He'll have one of those. So yeah, I feel comfortable promoting the Arceus here and taking the knockout here. Because, do we have the knockout here, actually? Raihan, that 180, 283. So we actually are 10 damage short? Just kidding, actually. I have the Zigzagoon in my hand. Never mind. Guys, this is all calculated. And there's the Ultra Ball. Really? It's the next card? Man. Get out of here, game. Alright. I'm gonna do this right. We're gonna Zigzagoon. Ping the active. Then I'm going to Raihan to the active Arceus. I'm going to search my deck for the Arceus V-Star here. We're going to grab the Arceus V-Star. And then I can, from here, attach my double turbo. And then I don't need Choice Belt. I can actually grab B-Barrel here, which is dope. And have B-Barrel draw me a few extra cards before I Starbirth, which is awesome. And then I can use those big old teeth, those incisors, to draw some cards here. We do find the Choice Belt, which is great. Now, I don't want to play it, just in case he plays the Lost Vacuum to get rid of it. That would be unfortunate. Although our hand is back to being bad, I want to establish the Giratina V-Star. I feel like I need to, so that it doesn't potentially get just chased down and easily KO'd. I don't know if I'm going down this next turn. Like I said, he would have to have Attach, Glaciated World, plus Melanie. He does have a really big hand, so... That's 270, but he'd also need a Choice Belt. Man, his hand is huge. I'm going to Starbirth. I'd rather use my Starbirth than not have the ability to have it. I definitely think Path to the Peak is going to be really good here. And then I kind of just want to grab the V-Star to kind of ensure my Giratina's safety. Now, I do have Pumpkin and Howlucha in the deck. Because I will need Choice Belt plus Howlucha to KO a second Giratina V-Star. Do I not put out the Path to the Peak? Just so I need less cards in my hand? I think that's actually potentially better. I think it's better just to actually give up this KO here. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then I'm just going to Trinity Nova and take the KO here. For 330, perfect math. Or 360? I guess I didn't math very well. Did I math? I didn't math then. Oh, you know what? I wasn't, never mind. I was thinking, I don't want to talk about it. I said I don't want to talk about it, guys. So the Goon Ping was slightly worthless, but that's fine. Everything is fine. I also have a boss's orders in my hand as well to potentially chase down the next Kyurem VMAX and start setting up numbers on that. I have a lot of flippin' energy in my hand. That's okay. I don't mind starting to attach this energy so that I can use it to discard as discard fodder for Lost Impact. So how much damage did I do? You know what? I don't think I was counting. I had Choice Belt on the active when I used Power Edge. So that's what I wasn't factoring in. I'm like, no, my math isn't wrong there, is it? It was wrong, guys. It was off. So there's the Melanie, which is why I guess, yeah, our Giratina was fairly safe this turn, knowing that we weren't probably going to get bossed because he's going to rely a little heavily on the Kyurem. Let's see if he gets it here. Yeah, this deck really performs at taking out those big Pokemon. Like I said, Giratina is just a massive beat stick, and Arceus having the easy ability to just power that up and allow Giratina just go in is super awesome. Alright, he's gonna rob the Kyurem, so... Doesn't look like did he find his other Kyurem? Or he must have an Ultra Ball or something in his hand. Maybe he whiffed the Kyurem VMAX. Looks like he whiffed it. Oh, that'd be so good for me. Oh, but if he whiffs the Kyurem, I won't be able to take a big one-shot on it. That's what I want. I've got the Choice Belt plus Radiant Howlucha. I'm ready. Because 280 plus the 30 from Radiant Howlucha, it's 310. Choice Belt skyrockets you to that insane 340 number, which means you can even KO the likes of E-Turn VMAX. Quick Ball, okay. Looks like he's just thinning. Now, I do have boss's orders in my hand, so I can chase down this Kyurem. But do I need to is the real question. I mean, I could always just take 2 easy prizes on the fish, and I think that would be pretty solid. He runs to the Guru. Of course, I could just take the single prize with Oran Guru and save my boss's orders. Like, that's always an option as well. Decisions. And we get Pumpkin off the top as well. I don't mind attaching my energy to the Beebs here. I guess I could attach it to the active in case, but I don't want to retreat this turn. I will just attach to B-Barrel, and then I think I'm okay just taking down the active this turn. I mean, I could chase down the 2 prizes, but then either way, I still need the boss at somewhere down the line. So if I get Marnie to Roxanne, I still have 2 in my deck. So I think that's a-okay here. I don't need the training cord. I've got plenty of energy. And then I'm just going to Trinity Nova. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just take this single prize card. No more energy in deck. We do have our other boss's orders as well. Okay. So if he does decide to boss his orders and chase down my Giratina, I'm fine with that because we just need a boss's orders on the Luminion for game. So, not terrible. He is finally getting a Pokédown. I haven't seen a Battle VIP pass. So maybe he doesn't play them, and that's why his initial setup was a little bit lackluster. But what do I know? Irida? Something? There's the Irida. He can always training cord back a water energy, so because he's playing Irida, we know our Giratina is safe this next turn. And as long as he doesn't play Path to the Peak, we are kind of chilling. Although, if he does play the Path, I mean, he can't Marnie us. We have the pumpkin in hand. So, I guess this hand kind of has everything that we need in it to win this game. I think the writing's on the wall already. Unless I'm doing math wrong again, right? 280 plus 30 with the Lucha plus 30 with the Choice Belt. Guys, am I doing math wrong again? Math is hard. All right. I don't know what he's digging for at this point. More energy. He's loading up that Kyurem. I mean, that's what he's going to try and win the game with, one big Kyurem. He only needs to discard 3 energy here, but like I said, he is not surviving the turn. We got that Lost Impact ready to go. I almost called it Lost Requiem. I just combined the attack and the V-Star power. I am going to Star Impact. Alright, Max Frost comes down. Whew. Gosh, Kyurem hits like an absolute truck, dude. Absolute monster. That's why I haven't equipped the Choice Belt as well, just in case he had the Vacuum. But we are all good to go. That is game. I want to KO this thing. I know I could KO any of those bench Pokemon, but I want to KO the active. Let's do it. Lost Impact. Boom! One-hit KO. Well played to you as well, my friend. Woo! Man, Giratina, whether it's with the Lost Zone engine or not, I'm impressed. So overall, this deck is an absolute blast to play. I gotta be honest though, I think I like the Comfey Lost Zone engine a little bit more with Giratina, so you can use that Star Requiem, but that does not mean this deck does not have merit. Being able to hit 340 damage is not something that you're actually able to do in the Lost Box version of Giratina. So Arceus and Giratina definitely has some merit for sure. It's just a very straightforward, consistent deck that can hit really hard. Your matchups against single prizers can be a little shaky, but if you can manage to make it through those matchups, you should be a-okay. Now, one change I would make to this list, if I'm being honest, is adding a big charm. I found that sometimes when I went against opposing Giratinas, having a big charm to get me out of range of their Lost Impact would have changed the game for me, and I wouldn't have lost my Giratina, and then I would have been able to return a KO them. Maybe cutting the balloon since I've got the 2 switches in the list, but I like the additional options to potentially switch and kind of have that permanent pivot on maybe putting the balloon on someone like B-Barrel. But yeah, I would definitely try out Big Charm for sure, because there were a few instances where I'm like, this card would be solid in this instance. But if you like the video, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more PTCGO content, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.